Feeling about last year? 10-6, a solid year. Solid year in the conference, but you got bounced out in the first round. Just your thoughts on where this team is starting this year as opposed to last year.
Sure. I thought we finished where we should have. We were fourth place out of 12, and I thought we finished where we should have. Obviously, not having Caitlin healthy all season really hurt us, and she was never healthy.
Right.
She's never
That's what
100%.
Right.
Having her back is a tremendous advantage, getting her back for this year. But, we got to that Tuesday night game, and I thought the first 20 minutes we were playing really well. We were all over Colorado College. I think shots were 5-1 in 20 minutes, which is huge. Felt great about it. And then lightning hits, thunderstorm rolls in, and we're in the
act of God.
Yeah, we're in the locker room till after midnight that
Right.
night, and then they canceled the game, so they'd be back here at 10 in the morning to play. So given that, then the next morning it seemed like they were ready and we weren't.
Right.
And I don't know if that. I think some of that comes down to not having seniors.
Sure.
A little bit of adversity, something you didn't expect. That's when you need your seniors to step up and take charge because their careers are on the line. And
Right.
if you watch the game, Sarah Schweiss played amazing for Colorado College, who was their, go-to player and a senior.
Right.
And she was the difference in the 1-0 game. So I think that part, kind of held us back from last year. But going into this fall, feel good about it. Obviously, we actually have 7 seniors this fall, so that's something that it changes the picture, it changes the tune when you get to the end of the year. It is different when you got another year left, or when there's no tomorrow.
Yep.
So
Yep.
So we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, I guess that was my next question. You got even among the group of seniors, you got a big group of juniors. Having upperclassmen, what does that mean to a program just in maturity level?
Well, I think that, a couple things. The senior class is the group I first recruited.
Right.
So they hold a little special place in my heart, because that's my first real recruiting class here. So, excited to see them kind of make it through their college careers. But to have that many juniors and seniors, it's only going to help you. It's amazing how many bounces go your way.
Right.
It's amazing how many calls you get, and it's amazing, when the luck kind of turns for you is when you tend to have juniors and seniors.
Yeah.
Because they know the nuances of the game. They know all the little things that need to happen.
Right.
They prepare well, they lead well, and they bring a little extra something. So it's exciting. It's been a great fall camp. We're a little beat up right now. Quite a few, to be honest, talented players that won't be here all season, unfortunately. But we still have the team on top of that can make
Right.
some headway this year.
I guess that was kind of my next thing is, do you want to talk about the injuries and maybe what you won't have, or is that something you don't want to talk about? Or
It's nothing we focus on.
Uh-huh.
To be honest, we don't make a big deal about injuries because I think if you do, then you're just making excuses. And
Right.
let's face it, nobody says we still can't win the conference
Right.
championship.
Yep.
And at the end of the day, I look at all these things, from top to bottom, we're probably the most talented team we've had since I've been here. Obviously Britt Stark's out for the year, a transfer from CU that was doing really well in the spring. Candace Cabarrus is medically disqualified after 2 ACLs last year.
Right.
Fantastic player for us. Cassidy Ansminger just found out ACL, MCL last night. And then one of our top incoming freshmen, Carly Martin, tore her ACL in June. So yeah, they're not there. But I point this out. Outside of Cassidy, we didn't have any of those players last fall either.
Right.
And
Yeah,
everybody
still
else
played well.
exactly, and everybody
Right.
else had seniors that graduated.
Right.
The freshman of the year at San Diego State is transferred to USC.
Right.
So
that doesn't help. Or
yeah,
hurt. That
hey,
doesn't hurt a
no,
bit.
I might have given the USC coach a high five in that instance,
Right.
but so it's there in front of us. It's there for
Yeah.
the taking. We can make excuses or we can work hard.
Right.
And that's how the team looks at it. That's how I look at it. And I feel after watching the brown and gold yesterday, I feel great about what we got. We just got to make sure we do need to stay healthy now.
Right.
We've got a
From here
season
on
worth
out,
of
yeah.
injuries out of the way.
Right.
So,
You bet.
So yeah, that's the next step for us.
I guess defensively, last year, you guys only gave up 17 goals all year. I guess, were you surprised by that? Is that a level you would like to see any better? What are your thoughts on the defense this year?
I was a little surprised because we had graduated the prior year, our 2 center backs, a goalkeeper as well. But with that said, you knew that was within them.
Right.
And to return all of them, I think is a fantastic thing for us. Georgia had plenty of time in that, so it's not like, we're starting over in goal.
Right.
Obviously, our back four are all intact and healthy, so we feel good about that. And let's face it, if you're not giving up a goal, you got a chance to win every game.
You do, yeah.
So,
You bet. I guess your overall thoughts on the offense then. You get Caitlin back. She sounds healthy. She sounds excited. You got to be excited to have 2 years ago, the almost player of the year in the Mountain West back fully healthy.
Yeah, I mean, obviously she had a great freshman year. It never happened before, player of the year, freshman of the
Right.
year. And to get her 100% is tremendous. Shayna should be back first or second game of the season. So to get those two, I'll take my chances with anybody. So
Yeah.
those two definitely help.
You bet. And I guess with the veteran team, returning goalie, good defense, I got a feeling this has a chance to be a pretty good team this year.
Yeah, I think it's there for the taking. I think, when you got 12 teams fighting for the same thing, only one wins it. But it's our job to be there and make sure we're fighting for it. And you never know when that year can be. Nobody expected what happened 2 years ago to happen with us.
Right.
Now I think people look out for us, and I think our team's hungry for it. And I think they're set up for it, and it's our job to go do it now.